What is up? I just want to give my thought on the Hodgetwins. So I've heard about Hodgetwins way back in 2011. I remember watching their stuff, and at the time, I was just like, this stuff isn't really that funny. But then after a while, since I guess I gained a sense of humor, I started to find them pretty funny. Like I want to say 2013 through maybe 2016, and I do not remember watching them anymore past 2016. Right? If anything, I probably maybe watched somebody react to, the compilations that were made like in around 2017, 2018, and I kind of forgot about them. And then I think I looked them up again around 2020, and then that's when I found out that they rebranded to the Conservative Twins. Now, I guess at that time, people were calling them coons, and they like lost a couple of people, but from my view, it looks like they gained. I guess after they lost a couple of people, they found a new audience, which I'll get into later. I do remember people calling them coons way before they came out as conservative. I do not remember why. I think it's just some of the stuff they would say and what they would talk about. But I watched them quite a bit, but I mainly like their drive-through videos and some of the workout stuff. And sometimes I would watch the Ask videos, even though I think that a lot of the times their advice was bad, because like they would be asked like a very important question. I mean, you probably should not go to comedians about real life advice, but some of the stuff they would say, I'm like, goodness gracious, right? But other than that, whatever. So I don't have a problem with them being conservative. I mean, I would be kind of a hypocrite myself because I do not like the party system, right? So I would never call myself a Democrat or a Republican, but I will say I am a black male that has, more conservative views, right? So why would I be mad about them? However, there is an issue that I do have with them. So I recently stopped watching them around, I guess, 2023, because in 2022 I actually did go to one of their shows for the first time. I even bought a shirt and I got the funny white privilege card. But I will say this: their audience is exactly what you would expect to see. So when I went there, bro, it was nothing but white loving Trump people. That's all there really was. I do remember when we went to the auditorium, the very first joke that they said was, they were like, all right, where all my white people at? All right, where all my Latinos at? All right, black people, where y'all at? Dang, where y'all at? It's at the very beginning. That's the first joke that they made. So I got no problem with making black jokes and racial jokes. But the issue that I have with the Hodgetwins is that they do it way too much, especially for the audience that they do have. And by that I mean, so you can only say a joke so much and repeat the same jokes to the point where it's just like, okay, I think you actually start to believe this stuff. And the thing is that they make so many black jokes whenever their main audience is white, so it's just not a good look. And I will say this: one thing that I do find annoying about their videos is that I swear, anytime any person from any other race, you could fact check me on this, anytime from like any other race something bad will happen, right? Or that person does something bad, the video would just say crazy man or crazy woman, right? But if it's a black person, they would put black in the title. And for videos where it's not a black person, you don't usually see race up in the title. Or in the video, like, I'll give you an example. Let's say there's like a crazy white woman, right? It's a video about a white woman that's being crazy. And then in that same video, out of nowhere, they'll just throw a stray at a black woman. They'll be like, whoa, at least she's not black. Oh, if she was black, it'd be a whole lot worse. And stuff like that gets really, really, really annoying. So then, because I remember I was just like, well, the Hodgetwins, they're just conservative, man. I wouldn't call them all these other names. But after a while, when I really kept watching their stuff, I just got really tired of it. And just black people are always at the butt of their jokes every single time. And even if you say it's just jokes, homie, it is not jokes to the people in them comments. Like, if you really want to know somebody's audience, bro, just look at the comments. The stuff that they say about black people is crazy. So yeah, I mean, that's why I stopped watching them. I mean, I'll occasionally, watch them if like they do like a video, that I find interesting, like in the title, like I want to get news from them. But then the minute when they do the same old, black people at the bottom of the totem pole, stuff, then that's when it gets really annoying. And then they also make jokes about how they kind of like dismiss about like not being black. I don't know. It's just really annoying. And the thing is that I guess the Hodgetwins are the exact person that some racist people do need in order for, they need someone else that looks like them to make a certain joke that they know like on an average white person can't make without it being like a whole issue. And then the whole thing is just like, I guess the Hodgetwins, they do it mainly to, I guess, keep their audience because they kind of have to. But like, it's kind of annoying. It's just like, you can still be conservative, but you don't have to make the same type of racial jokes and put black people at the bottom as if you are, not black yourself. I mean, they are like a little mix. You can see it with their eyes and their skin complexion, but you know what I'm saying. And it's just like, I know that they are getting older. They're in their 50s, right? But I'm like, how come we don't get the same muscle and like drive-through videos? Or like, they could literally just make a video of them just driving in the car, talking to each other and making each other mad. They could do that. They don't have to go as hard in the gym, but they could still give advice on like lifting and stuff. If they still do that, then I'm wrong. But why is sitting at a table talking about politics, usually the same topic on, black fatigue and black this, black that, why is that the only thing that you can do? You can be a conservative person without doing that type of content. You know what I'm trying to say? So I just want to know, like, why don't they do their old shtick? You know what I mean? I just don't know why they would abandon that. Like, those are actually really fun. Like, occasionally, I still find myself going back and watching some of those compilations. But yeah, that's me. It has nothing to do with them being conservative, but it's just the overuse of the black jokes and then how often they do it, and when it's definitely just like out of nowhere. That's pretty much why I stopped watching them. And if you think I'm being sensitive, you can have that opinion. That's usually what people do anyways. Anytime you express why you don't watch someone no more, the first thing they say is, "Oh, you're just a wokey," or you're soft, you're sensitive, you don't get jokes. Look, man, jokes got to be funny. And sometimes people, just because something is a quote unquote edgy joke, it doesn't necessarily mean that it's funny. But yeah, that's all I got to say. All right.